welcome to my channel Beauty Bobbity Books. My name is Ellie and this is going to be a very cozy autumnal reading and lifestyle vlog. So we are now in September, which for me feels like a perfect time for an autumn reset. So I thought it'd be fun to film some bits and pieces throughout the month of September and to compile a really cozy autumnal video. So I'm so excited. Today is my day off. It's actually my only day off this week, so I want to make it count. So my plans are to head to the shops to look at some autumn decor, to go into Lush, maybe pick up a bath bomb, get a cozy drink, and maybe come back and do some baking and of course do some reading too. So the book that I'm currently reading is Don't Let the Forest In by C.G. Drews. I'm actually quite far through this one, so I'm hoping to finish it later today or tomorrow. So I will keep you updated on my final thoughts and feelings once I finish this book. So far I am very much enjoying it. It's a YA, very atmospheric horror book, and yeah, I'll talk to you more about this one later on because I want to head out and get started with my day and make the most of the day. But yes, I will chat to you a bit more about this later on, and then yeah, I'm not sure what I'll pick up after this, but something off of my autumn TBR. But yes, welcome on in. I hope that you enjoy this cozy video, and yeah, let's go to the shops.
Train just left this town while I'm slowly heading back to my apartment. I'm not asking for your thoughts, I'm just thinking out loud in the darkness. Ooh, there's no point. From here there's nowhere to go. Someone said your heart is golden. All I got was my heart broken. I can see the dawn is coming just for you, for you. Times will come again when the wind is blowing in my direction. Still I can't ignore the pain. It's the only...
Oh my goodness, I timed that well. It is now absolutely pissing it down. But I've had such a lovely morning walking around through all the shops and everything, and I've managed to find some really cute pieces. So I'm very excited to share them with you and get cozy and make a hot drink because yeah, it's horrible now. It was so sunny earlier and it's just absolutely turned, and now it's really rainy and horrible, but that's quite cozy actually. So I'm excited to get home, snuggle up and do some reading with a hot drink, and I will of course share with you some of the bits that I got today. And my goodness, I could have spent so much money because there's so many cute things in the shops at the moment, but I had to restrain myself. But I did manage to find some really lovely bits, so let's go home and then I will share with you what I got. And we're home with a nice big cup of tea. Nothing better. It's actually sunny again now. I feel like it can't decide what it wants to do. It keeps flipping between being really sunny and lovely and then just randomly chucking it down with rain. But I seem to time it well because it rained just as I was leaving the shops. But yes, I have quite the haul for you today. I've got quite a few bits to show you of things that I obviously got today when I was at the shops, but also a few things that I got recently that I thought I would share as well whilst we're doing a haul type video in case you're interested. And yeah, I guess we'll just get stuck into it. And I suppose the first thing is this mug, seeing as I'm already using it. So let me just hold this up closer. This is an adorable mug that I got in TK Maxx, and I had to get it because I have two cats. I have a white and a black cat myself, and my white cat is actually called Casper, named after Casper the Friendly Ghost. And so this is perfect because the white little cats are little ghosties. And also this black cat looks so much like my Hades because he has a yellow like banana toy that he loves to hold, and so it just reminded me of him. And it's lovely and big, it's orange on the inside and has a little black cat on the rim as well. So yes, this is going to be my new favourite mug and I'm obsessed. Okay, so I only got one other thing in TK Maxx today, and that was a candle. Now TK Maxx have the most amazing looking candles, but I tend to find that a lot of them smell really sickly sweet. So it's actually quite hard to find one that is like a nice scent. But then I saw this one and I just had to get it because it's so cool. Again, I'll hold it up close. So this is like a black candle with an owl on the top, and I love the design on the label. And it's also 2 wicks, so hopefully it will fill up the space with this gorgeous smell. It was $10.99 and it smells, I don't know how to describe the smell. It's kind of spicy, it's very warm, it's very cozy, but it's not like too sickly sweet. It's a little bit masculine, the scent, and I actually quite like masculine smells. So yeah, I'm very excited for this one, and it also just looks really freaking cute. Okay, so then I went into Next, and oh my goodness, Next has some of the most gorgeous autumnal pieces. I wanted to buy so many things from Next. I think I did a little bit of a try on for you in the B-roll, so you will have seen some of the like really cute dresses and things that were there, but I had to restrain myself because, you know, I can't go spending too much money, but I definitely could have done in there. Their stuff is such nice quality as well. I really love Next. But the bits that I got from there were this corduroy like brown skirt, which is just really lovely, and I feel like it will go with everything. And I don't have something like this in my wardrobe, and it's just such a lovely chocolatey brown and a nice soft corduroy material with just a little bit of stretch in it, so it is really comfy. And I wanted to get this one because it paired really nicely with this blouse that I got that I am just so obsessed with. So this is a gingham blouse and it's so comfy. I oversized in this one so that it would be loose fitting, and my goodness, it just feels so nice on. It's such lovely quality. It has such a cute little collar, and it's the sleeves that sold it for me because they're so cool. They're so baggy and they have this little like frill on the sleeve, and it looks so nice with the skirt, if you can imagine. So yeah, I'm absolutely obsessed with these. I think they're so cute. I'm gonna get so much wear out of these. I think this will look also really nice with jeans, like tucked into a pair of denim jeans or some shorts, or maybe even underneath like a dungaree type thing. Anyway, I'm so obsessed with these. I think they are so cute and I'm gonna get so much wear out of them. So I was absolutely chuffed to find those pieces. Okay, so I also went into Lush. I knew that I wanted to go into Lush and get some bath bombs because they just have the best bath bombs ever. And I'm actually travelling down to Norwich in a couple of weeks' time for work, and I'm going to be staying in an Airbnb when I'm there, and the Airbnb has a bath. So I knew that I wanted to pick up a bath bomb for them because I'm going to be on my own, and I thought it'd be a nice relaxing thing to do. But also I just treated myself to a few because I couldn't help myself, and we do have a bath here in this house as well, so I thought me and my husband could make use out of them, so I'm so excited. So the ones that I decided to go for in the end, I was there for a very long time browsing all of them because I couldn't decide, but I ended up going for this one, which is actually a bubble bar. I'm not quite sure what this one is called because it doesn't have a label on it, but it smells lovely. So cute, and I really like these ones because they last longer, because you like crumble them underneath the tap to make bubbles. And it smells quite fresh actually. It doesn't smell like what you would think it would smell like. It's quite like a fresh and uplifting smell. I then got this one, which I think is going to make gorgeous colours in the bathtub. So it's like an orangey, pinky, yellow, swirly bath bomb. And this one just smells such a delight. It smells quite sweet. So if you like sweet things, then maybe you like that one. Sweet and a little bit spicy. And then the last one that I got was this one, which I've never seen before. So I wanted to get it because it's just so unique and really cool. So this one looks like this. So it's got like popcorn on it, which is so cool. And it smells like creamy candy corn, if that makes sense. It's quite sweet. It smells a little bit caramelly, a little bit buttery, and like popcorn, I guess. Okay, so that was actually everything that I got today in the shops, but I wanted to share with you some other bits and pieces that I've picked up recently over the last few weeks, seeing as we're doing a haul right now. So the first thing is actually this cushion behind me. So this is a very, very cute, adorable autumn cushion with the squirrels and the mushrooms and the leaves. So I picked this one up from TK Maxx a little while ago and I am obsessed. It is so cute. And I also picked up this cushion from TK Maxx as well, which I also really love, which is obviously the pumpkins on there, and it's got like orange on the back and the design on the front, and I just think it's so cozy and homely and is just such my aesthetic. So absolutely love both of these. This one is also coloured on the back. I just think they're so cute and they're gonna just really like cozy up the living space, so I'm so excited for that. I also got, excuse me bending down, this apron from TK Maxx a little while ago, which is also very, very cute. Hang on, I'll stand up so you can kind of see the design. So it has little ghosty cats and things on it, some pumpkins, and then it has these striped pockets, which are really cute, and the striped strap. And I just thought it was such a cute design, so I'm so excited to wear this and do some like cozy autumnal baking. I just feel like it's going to really help to get me in the mood for autumn. And how much was this one? It was only £6.99, which I think is a steal for something so cute. So yeah, very excited for that, and I'm going to be getting that out every year to do autumn baking, and I just love stuff like that where it becomes a bit of a tradition. I also picked up a while ago this blanket from, I think it was also from TK Maxx. So this one was £16.99 for this blanket, and it is so soft. And yeah, we've recently moved. I say recently, it was actually quite a while ago now. It was back in February this year. We've been here for quite a while now, but it's quite a lot bigger than our previous home. So in our last home we only had one bedroom, whereas now we've got spare bedrooms, so we need some more bits and pieces for the other rooms basically. And I thought this was so cozy and sweet, and I'm very excited to put this on the guest bedroom, which is where I was thinking of putting it, but actually it's so cute that I kind of want to have it just like out in our living room. But yeah, when friends stay, when family stay, I don't know, I just wanted to make their room really cute and aesthetic. So I absolutely love this. It's got the ghosts on it, it's got the flowers. I just love the colours as well. It's just so warm and cozy. So yeah, I am obsessed with that. And then the final thing that I wanted to show you is actually a picture from the range, and it was just such a reasonable price that I wanted to pick it up. So this is said picture. So it is just a big old picture of a pumpkin patch, and I think this was only £10, which seems like such a steal for such a big piece of art. So yeah, I think this is going to be so fun to put up somewhere and to add a bit of colour and a bit of autumn coziness to the house. And yeah, we've got quite a lot of blank walls in this house that need filling up. Well, they don't need filling up, but it would be nice to add a bit more colour to the walls. So I'm very excited to have that piece as well. So yeah, that's the end of my little haul. I hope you enjoyed seeing the bits and pieces that I managed to pick up. Anyway, I'm going to finish this cup of tea. I'm going to do some housework, put away all of my shopping, and then I'm going to probably do some reading, so I guess I'll catch up with you in a little bit to let you know my thoughts about my book. Alright, I'll speak to you soon. Okay, so I think I'm going to stop and do a bit of reading. So I thought I would catch you up with my current book, which is Don't Let the Forest In by CJ Drews. So this is a young adult horror book, and I'm pretty far through this one. I'm up to page 249, so I've only got a little bit left of this one to go, and I have been really enjoying this one. It's really taken me by surprise. I was a little bit nervous going into this one just because it is a young adult, and I knew that it had quite a prominent love story in it, and for that reason I wasn't sure it was going to work for me. But I have been hugely surprised by this book. It is so atmospheric, it's so gripping, and it has so many layers to it as well that you can really sink your teeth into. So there's actually a lot going on with this book. It's so well written and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. So I'm so glad that I picked this one up. I thought I would like it based on the premise, and I'm glad that I went for it because yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. So this book follows our main character Andrew, who is a teenager, and he goes to boarding school, and he likes to write. He likes to write these twisted fairy tale like stories, and he feels like no one really understands him or understands his stories except for his best friend Thomas, who is also a bit of a misfit. Thomas is actually an artist, and he likes to draw the monsters from Andrew's fairy tales, and there is this real chemistry between the two characters, and we watch as their kind of obsession for each other grows deeper throughout the school year. But everything is a little bit off this year. Andrew is quite concerned. He feels like Thomas is keeping secrets from him, and it says on the blurb that he ends up following Thomas into the forest, and he realizes that Thomas's monsters that he's been drawing are coming to life. In other words, the monsters from Andrew's stories are now real, and the two of them have to go into the forest each night to kill them, to stop these monsters from coming and attacking the other children in the boarding school. And so it's basically the two boys against the world, against these monsters. And that's kind of the surface level story, but like I said, this one has some really interesting themes in it, and you can really peel back the layers and you can read between the lines, and it's really discussing lots of interesting stuff in terms of mental health, identity, struggling to fit in, obsession, first love, trauma, all of these things. You can kind of, yeah, look for hidden meaning within the text, and I love stories like that. So yeah, I've been really enjoying this one so far. I'll be really interested to see how this one ends, because I think that's really gonna either make this a favourite for me or just a really fun book. So yeah, I've been loving this one. I also really enjoy the writing style in this book. It has a very kind of flowery, poetic writing style that I think will either work for you or it won't. I normally am a bit cautious when it comes to overly flowery writing, but I actually really enjoy it in this book because it just feels so fitting for this kind of story. It adds so much atmosphere, and it also makes us feel connected to our main character Andrew, because he loves writing as well, and he loves writing these gothic fairy tales, and he uses all of that kind of descriptive prose in his stories, so it makes sense for the book to be written like that as well. It feels like you're getting close to him as a character, and it reflects him. And also, you know, it's quite intense, this story. It's quite deep and it's quite powerful, and I feel like the writing style also kind of reflects that. It is quite dramatic in the way that the story is also quite dramatic. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this one. It of course has lots of horror elements in there as well. There's been some really creepy moments in here. Of course, we've got these monsters coming to life, but we also have a boarding school setting, so it's super atmospheric. It has that back to school feeling, which is perfect for September, and I'm just thoroughly enjoying it. So yes, I'm going to cuddle up and read this and hopefully finish it, and then I'll let you know my thoughts on the ending. finish this book. My goodness, what a ride. This was just so moving. It was so tragic, and I feel like I need to stare at a blank wall and just process for a while, and just, my goodness, it was a lot. There were twists and turns along the way towards the end. It really ramped up. It was so tense, and there were some crazy reveals. One of the big reveals I did see coming, I did predict it, but only a little bit before we had the reveal, so it didn't lose its impact, and it was just still so sad and so tragic. And I just really love what the author did with this ending as well. I think it ended perfectly. I think this is just such a great example of, I don't know, a book that has so much heart in it, a book that is both incredibly beautiful and also incredibly horrific at the same time. Like, it holds those two things in equal weight, if that makes sense. And the writing is just so beautiful, and the creativity of it is just so amazing, and there's just so many really visceral and vivid and horrific scenes as well. Like, the horror is there in this book. Like, it is dark, there are some ugly things in there, and it does so much. I feel like this is a book that would really do well with like rereads, because there's just so many different layers to it, and I feel like when you get to the end it makes you want to go back and reread it with a different perspective after knowing some of the reveals and the way that it ends and everything. And it was so beautifully crafted. I actually want to read you a quote. Now, I don't personally think that this has any major spoilers in it, but it is a quote that's fairly towards the end of the book, so if you don't want to have any spoilers, if you're sensitive to that kind of thing, you might want to skip ahead. But I personally don't think this reveals anything major about any of the plot points or anything, but it just gives you a really good idea of like the vibes of this book and the tone of it. So this quote says, "He was so tired of suffering because he moved through the world differently from everyone else. This wasn't only about goddamn monsters. This was about how he never seemed able to cope, how the world didn't fit against his skin, how he felt too much and hurt too often and couldn't pack his emotions into neat, palatable boxes. He needed help. He needed someone to hold on to. He needed to be believed. It didn't matter if what hurt him was an invisible weight inside his head or something that left real bruises against his skin. His pain was real." Like, oh, this is so heavy. Like, it is so... it deals with a lot of really heavy themes, so do definitely 100% check out trigger warnings before going into this one. But it's handled so beautifully, and I don't know, the story is crafted like its own wicked, twisted fairy tale, and I couldn't look away. It's one of those stories that is so, like, I don't know, so dark and ugly, but at the same time like beautiful, and you can't stop looking. I don't know, I feel like I need to process this because I'm just rambling at this point and I can't like process it properly and like give a proper review right now because I've literally only just finished the book. But oh my goodness, it was so heartbreaking and also beautiful and just everything. So yes, if you're looking for an emotional read, if you're looking for something that is horrific but also has beautiful lyrical writing and just so many creative ideas, then I definitely recommend this book to you. But be warned, it is an emotional one. So yes, I'm so glad that I read that one, and I feel like I need to pick up something a little bit lighter next. So I think I'm probably going to go for a cozy fantasy book or something next, but I'm so glad that I read this one, and I feel like I'm probably going to talk about this one quite a lot on my channel because it's going to be a story that sticks with me for a long time. It's going to be one that I can't stop thinking about, and that just goes to show that it obviously just worked really well for me. So, oh my goodness, what an emotional roller coaster. I need a cup of tea. Hey everyone, so it's been a little while since I last spoke to you, so I thought I'd better turn the camera on. I have been pretty busy. I've been back in work and I've also had my mum come up to stay with us for a few days, and she's been helping us with our garden. She is very into gardening, so it's been super helpful having her here to, you know, plan what we want to do with our garden and things, and to just get her advice on what to do and things like that, and to kind of kickstart the gardening process. So it's been so nice having her here, and we're planning to do this big border at one end of our garden, and we're going to have like a little pathway going through it and just fill it with flowers, and it's going to look so lovely in the long term. At the moment it just looks like a big patch of mud, but it's a work in progress. We've basically spent a few days digging up the turf, which was a big job, and now we basically just need to like till the soil and to add some compost and stuff so that then we can start planting. So that's all very exciting. And yeah, I haven't had a whole ton of time to do any reading really, but I have started a new book, which is The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. This is a cozy fantasy, and I've read the first 90 or so pages of this book. And yeah, this book follows our main character Keela, who is a librarian, and she's a bit of a recluse. Her parents died sadly, and since then she's kind of thrown herself into her job as a librarian, and she finds solace in the books that surround her. And she doesn't really have many friends, but that's okay because she has friends in the books that she reads and surrounds herself with, and she's pretty content with her life. But then everything gets flipped upside down when the library goes up in flames. So there is this rebellion that's happening in the background, and the rebels attack the library, they set it on fire, and Keela is forced to flee. So she saves as many spell books as she can, and she flees on a boat with her friend, who is a spider plant that is alive. So he's a magical spider plant that can talk, and he is her only friend really, and I love him. He's a great character. And yeah, the two of them escape, and Keela ends up going back to her childhood home. So her parents never actually sold the home that they used to live in. They actually moved to the city at one point, but they kept the old cottage where they used to live intact, and so it now belongs to Keela. So she goes back to her old home and she starts to renovate this cottage, and the plot kind of goes from there really. We find out that magic is forbidden. It's only to be used by the powerful people, as far as I'm aware. The kind of old emperor didn't want regular people using magic, and so for that reason the island where her cottage is suffering, because without magic that means that the crops are failing and there's not as much fish in the water, that kind of thing. And so Keela decides to make a difference and to perhaps use some of the spell books that she has saved, liberated from the library. She stole them. She might use some of those magic books to help out the town. It's also quite sweet because, you know, she lost her parents, and, you know, it touches a little bit on grief, but there's been enough distance between the time when her parents died and now that she is now kind of finding these sweet moments. You know, she's finding her mum's old jam recipe, and that brings her comfort and joy, and it's really kind of wholesome. She is a little bit frosty to the neighbours and the people around her when she first arrives at the town, and, you know, it's obvious that she hasn't had much practice speaking with people and dealing with people, and so she comes across a little bit awkward, but I'm assuming that she's going to have a nice character arc and is going to integrate into the community eventually and form friendships, and yeah, it's going to have hopefully a nice happy ending. So yeah, I've been enjoying this one. It's quite summery, which I'm surprised by because I know that this is like a witchy story, so I was hoping it would be more autumn vibes, but it actually reads quite summery because the cottage is on an island by the sea and there's lots of gardening and things, and I mean, it's lovely, but it wasn't quite the vibes that I was expecting, but I'm still very much enjoying it. For example, there's a quote here that says, "Keela peeked out the back window at the riot of berry bushes. With the sun shining on the leaves, they looked like they held 1,000 shades of green, cradling the jewel-like berries. She could smell the rich scent of raspberries even from inside. It filled the house, joining with the scent of lavender." Like, it's just so cozy and comforting, the smell of the raspberries and the lavender and everything. Like, oh, it is really lovely. The other thing that I wanted to share with you was some post that I got, so I'm just gonna go grab that a sec, hang on. Okay, so I got this in the post and I have had a little peek to check that it's what I think it is, and I wanted to share it with you because it's just so cute. So this is a beautiful illustration by a hugely talented woman called Jess Mason, and I am just absolutely in love with her artwork. They're so cute. Let me just come a bit closer so you can see. So this is a beautiful art print of, you know, someone in a reading chair with a little cat there and the books and the shelves and the plants. And I just thought this would be absolutely perfect to go upstairs where I'm creating like a bit of a reading nook. I've got a little chair myself there and I just wanted some art prints to go on the wall. I'll show you what I'm thinking of in a second. But yeah, this was done by Jess Mason. She is such a talented illustrator, and she also has a YouTube video she started uploading on there, and she has the coziest videos ever, so I will link her channel down below. Highly recommend for you to go and check out her content, and also of course her artwork and her Etsy shop. She's recently done a video where she's illustrating a picture of like a witchy bookshop, and honestly it's the coziest thing ever, and I think I'm gonna have to pick that one up when she puts it onto her shop. So I will probably be collecting more of her art pieces because I just think they're absolutely fantastic. She's based here in the UK and I just think that she is wonderful. So yes, I will have all of her stuff linked down below for you to go and check out if you're interested. But yes, I'm planning on putting this up in my little reading nook, and I'll just go show you where I'm thinking of actually because I think it's gonna look so cute. Okay, so please excuse the mess up here, but this is my like reading nook, or it will be eventually. It's a work in progress, but I love this spot because we have the skylights above, so it means I get really good lighting when I'm sat in my chair reading. And on this wall over here, I wanted to put lots of nice art pieces and things in nice frames to make it into a more of like a cozy corner. So I think that this is going to be absolutely perfect for up on the wall over there. And also the colour of the wall in the background is kind of like a greeny colour, and I feel like it's going to be absolutely perfect with the colour of my chair. So yes, that is exactly the vibes that I want to create for this corner, and I just think it's going to look perfect. So I'm so excited, so excited. I obviously need to find a nice frame for it before I put it up, but yeah, I'm excited, and I'm going to hopefully have a few bits and pieces on there, and probably a few more from Jess Mason because they're gorgeous and I love her artwork. So yeah, yay! Can't wait to find a frame and put that up on there. It's gonna look so cute. everyone. So it's been a few days, I think, since I last checked in with you, and yeah, I've just had a very cozy few days. I've been working, but then in the evenings I've been doing things like doing a little bit of crafting, doing a bit of journaling, and the other day I also watched Gavin's most recent video from Gavin Reads It All. He's uploading his Halloween videos, which is so exciting, and he's recently done his haunted school video, and that is just so much fun. So I absolutely loved watching that while I was doing some scrapbooking. And I've done a bit of reading, I've started editing this video, and I've realised that I somehow have quite a lot of footage, and I don't know why. I don't understand how people can film vlogs for like a month, because I always end up with way too much footage. I think I just talk too much when it comes to books. So I think what I'm going to do is wrap up the video here. I hope that you've really enjoyed it, and I'll end with a bit of a wrap up of this book because I've read quite a bit since I last spoke to you. So I am now at page 252, chapter 25. So I think I've got about 100 pages left of this book, and this book has just been slowly charming me. The more that I read it, the more that I've been enjoying it, the more that I feel invested, and it's just such a lovely blend of cozy comfortingness with just enough stakes and just enough tension to keep you engaged, because I do tend to find that a lot of cozy fantasy can be a little bit too mundane for me. It just depends. It doesn't always work, whereas this one, there is enough going on with the plot to keep me engaged and to keep me invested, whilst not losing that cozy, comforting quality to it as well. So it's just such a perfect blend of those things. And it has a really lovely found family element to the story, some great characters, a little bit of silliness, a little bit of humour, a sprinkling of romance, but the romance doesn't saturate the story, which I really appreciate, because again, I tend to find that romance tends to dominate some of these cozy stories, and that's not always what I'm looking for. So it's nice that there's a little touch of romance in there, but it's quite sweet and it's quite slow, and it definitely doesn't take over the whole story. And it is also, of course, quite whimsical and magical and fun, and sometimes you crave those stories. I mean, I don't always love books that are quite this fantastical, but sometimes it is quite nice and refreshing, and sometimes it does remind me a little bit of the stories that I would read when I was younger, when I was a child. And there's something just imaginative and free about it as well. Like, don't ask too many questions, just go with it and have a fun time. So yeah, I've been really enjoying this one. I've appreciated it because I've been reading quite a lot of heavier books this year, so it's actually quite nice to read something that is quite uplifting, quite hopeful and quite fun. And so for that reason, yeah, I've been really enjoying it. So yeah, looking forward to seeing how it wraps up. Hopefully I will enjoy the ending. I hope you don't mind me finishing this vlog before I finish this book, but I will be doing a reading wrap up fairly soon, because I've read quite a few books, I think, since I've last done a reading wrap up, so I am overdue one of those. So I will be filming that at some point on my channel, so if you want to hear my final thoughts, then look out for that video. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's not too long. Let me know in the comments if you enjoy this kind of video where I blend kind of some lifestyle-y bits with some book stuff. Is that something that you're interested in? Because I want to film things that you actually enjoy and sometimes it's hard to know. So I personally enjoy filming these vlog style videos, but yeah, I know that they are quite long, so there is that. Anyway, I'm rambling now, so I just want to say I'm wishing you all the best. If you did enjoy this video, do give it a like, because it does really help out my channel, and consider subscribing if you haven't already, because that'd be lovely. And yeah, I'm wishing you all the best. I think I already said that, but I guess I'll see you next time with another video. Bye!